Hey, it's Steve. It is April 12th, 2017. Current temperature is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. It is 12:03. And this is Geo-Rant time. I'm actually probably going to do two of these today because I'm going to the UP tomorrow and I'm going to my land. I bought a brand new chainsaw. I'm going to do just some deforestation. My fingers! Oh, they're back. Must be one of those televangelist miracles I just performed. But anyway, the second one will probably be at my desk, so it won't be in the Jeep. But anyway, today I want to talk about glacial stratigraphy a little bit, and I'll get into details here, but I mostly study the Precambrian sedimentary, metasedimentary rocks way up north. But having lived and worked in Indiana and Illinois for a very long time, I have seen many glacial cores in my day. And, so this stuff here is everywhere. Okay. So that's what happens when you work in environmental and geotechnical consulting for so long. But anyway, Indiana, which is where I currently live, hasn't really done any detailed glacial stratigraphy of the Wisconsin episode glaciers. Illinois did a very excellent publication in 1996. This is the cover for it, right here. Okay, they redefined the Wisconsin glacial deposits in the Michigan Lobe area. Okay, and they did an excellent job on it. And because it was getting messy from the 70s when Willman first did it. I mean, they were pulling units everywhere. Didn't make any sense. The North American Stratigraphic Code came out in the 80s, and they decided to stick to that. So this is the glacial stratigraphy they came up with in the Michigan Lobe area. These light areas are diamicton units, what commonly called till, essentially. The gray units here are the sorted sediments. Those would be the outwash deposits and the Kames and the Eskers and the Lacustre Lake deposits and the windblown Aeolian deposits. Those are all divided into the diamictons became the Wedgerin group, and these all became the Mason group. Okay. Now, they used a lot of carbon dating because the good thing about the stuff in the Michigan Lobe area is if there's organic stuff in there, it's young enough to be carbon dated. And this is the time chart they came up with, okay, to correlate those lithostratigraphic units. And they did a very good job, except somebody didn't catch these couple boo-boos, so I changed them for you. I did mention it to the state survey. They said they would correct it, but this is the one from online that's free, and it's still there. Okay, so what does this have to do with Indiana? Okay. First, I'm going to show you this. I made this, okay? The gray areas are end moraines of the Wisconsin glacial episode. That blue line on the middle is the extent of the Wisconsin stuff, which is the stuff I'm only concerned with here, okay? Now, I plan on working with somebody from the state survey on this. I can't do this alone. I've already looked at several outcrops. I have no ability to get cores. But I do have a hand auger. I could get down to some of this stuff. This is going to be a several-year project. It's just going to be long-term. It's just going to take me forever to do it. But what this has to do with Indiana, as you see this yellow highlighted stuff here, that's actual Michigan Lobe deposits. We know this, okay? So that stratigraphy from Illinois can be pulled directly into Indiana. There's no need to redefine anything there, okay? And as you can see, the end moraines defined it pretty well, okay? Now, this pink hatched area, that's Illinoisan and pre-Illinoisan glacial deposits. I'm not concerned with those. The red here is bedrock. The bedrock, as you can see, I put age ranges for all these deposits. The bedrock area will contain some outwash and lacustral deposits, glacial origin, but it has not actually been glaciated. That means the glaciers didn't park themselves over it. This blue line is the limit of where the Wisconsin glaciers park themselves. The pink lines are the limit of where the Illinoisan and pre-Illinoisan park themselves. okay? And so I made several predictions here. I tried to divide the lobic areas here. These names you see here, Saginaw and Erie, and that. I did not make those up. Those are actual names, okay? And this blue is my prediction. These dashed blue lines are interlobate within sublobe areas or sublobe areas. My prediction is that these will yield stratigraphic units, okay? Now, my prediction, this is just my guess. This is a hypothesis. I need to test it to see if this is going to be accurate, because that's how science works. My base map that I used here is from this publication. On this map, as you can see, the Wisconsin episode stuff is no older than 33,000 years. So that's well within the limits of carbon dating. I'm going to try to convince the state survey to do some of that, because I have no means of doing that. But my prediction on what I will find lithologically is these yellow areas here are still the same as they were on the previous map. Their Michigan lobe stuff, that stuff can just be pulled into Indiana. But some of the stuff has been named. These orange circles here, those are type sections for diamictin units in Indiana, okay? These yellow circles are what I predict are actual units that will differ from the ones that have already been named. And the question marks are, I'm not sure what I'll find. That's my prediction, okay? Now, Indiana's glacial stratigraphy was defined in 1970 by that publication right there, okay? That was before a stratigraphic code came out and lithostratigraphy was defined. So this is the chart within that publication of the glacial units in Indiana. The red are what I believe are going to correlate with time correlative with the units in Illinois, although I still believe that they will be distinct units outside of the Michigan lobe area. Now, they used this biomarker to separate these two till members, okay? That is not how lithostratigraphy works, not to mention that unit is discontinuous, okay? And it's only known to be present near the type sections, which are all down here, yet they pulled the formation all the way up here. And Illinois does recognize that glacial formation right there. They do recognize that one, okay? So, the chart again. This part of what they call the Martinsville Formation seems to correlate with post-glacial units, the Holocene, what we're in now. The Grays Lake peat, and the Cahokia River sediments, okay? The rest of this, it's a very ad hoc system, okay? It needs to be redefined wholeheartedly. It's an old system. I mean, this came out even before I was born, okay? So this is going to take several years. So I just wanted to show you that, because that's the beginning step in how we do lithostratigraphy in general. Because remember, when it comes to rock units, we don't care if they're hard rock or unconsolidated. That matters not to us. The actual texture, composition, the physical features of the geologic formation are what matter. But that is my more extended rant than I wanted to today. But I hope you learned something.